Hello and welcome to the CSCE capstone class. This is the CSCE capstone class comprised of CSCE 490 and 492. And I am Jose Vidal. I will be teaching this class this year. So I just want to go over how this semester is going to go, all the things that we'll be doing, give you an overview of the class, and especially what you need to be doing this first week of classes. So first thing you need to know is that everything for this class is right here on this website, capstone.csce.sc.edu. So just go there. It's all right here. That's what I'm showing you now. This is the home here. And right here, you'll see what you need to do the first week of classes. First, you need to watch this video, which you're doing. Good job. And next thing you need to do, like the first day of classes, if possible, fill out your GitHub username form. Basically, I need to know your GitHub username. So you fill out this form. I remember you have to log in with the USC credentials to see it. And just give me your GitHub username form. Once you do that, then I will add you to our SC Capstone discussion. You can click here and that'll take you there. And here there'll be discussions and postings. And most importantly, you can then post here and everybody else in the class will see it. It's only one person right now, but everybody should be here eventually. And so if you're looking to form a team, you're looking for people, you can post it here. They can see it and they can contact you. So do that and form a team during the first week of classes and go over the syllabus. And just really go over the whole, milestones for the semester. You should check them all out. But so right now, I want to go over the 490 syllabus just to give you an overview of what to expect in this class. So you click over here too to get to the CSCE 490 syllabus. So as you know, this is basically a project class. We're going to form teams of 4 or 5 students, no more, no less. And each team is going to build an app. A web app, mobile app, desktop app, whatever. That's pretty much it. So just a team project. You're gonna build a complicated, sophisticated, fully featured app. It's gonna take 2 semesters. At the end of this semester, or 490, you're gonna have a proof of concept app, which shows that you can do this. It's not gonna do that much, but it should do something. And mostly it should be, use all your libraries and incorporate all the technologies that you're going to be using. So your backend, any libraries, 3D libraries, drawing libraries that you need should all be in there in some way. Just to show that you can put it all together into a working app that's either deployed on the web or runs on a phone or runs on a desktop. So learning outcomes, instructors, that's me. That's my email address, and you can use that. So to contact me, as it says here, the first thing, the best way is through GitHub itself. I'm going to try to keep everything on GitHub. So you can @mention me. So that's my username, is my name. So it's easy. And if you @mention me, then GitHub will notify me. So the way this works is, if you have like this discussion, you should be watching it. You should definitely be watching this one so that you can get notifications. Notifications, you can set them on your profile. They'll come to you either via email or up the web itself. You can click here, and these are my notifications. Don't have any right now. Or there's also the GitHub as a mobile app you can use to get notifications there. Anyway, if you mention somebody, they will get a notification. So I will get a notification and I will answer it. So that's the best way to do it. If you have a question that involves your team in some way, just create an issue in your GitHub repo with the question and either assign it to me or mention me, and I will answer it, and then the whole team can see it and they can make comments, and we can have a conversation there. So yeah, you want to use the label question because that's how GitHub organizes things. The other way, the second way is, if you want to have somebody private, want the whole team to know or whatever, you can just email me directly there. For voice and video chat, we're using, the department is using the Microsoft Teams. So you log in there using the USC credentials, your USC credentials, and you can do that. And it'll work. And then you can search for my name, and you can, start a either voice chat or video chat or whatever. Finally, I do plan to have office hours this semester, so I'll be posting those here. So this will be time when I will be in my office at Story 2231. That's the Story building, office number 2231. And so you can just drop by during those office hours. Or you can set up a time. If those don't work for you, you want some time to drop by, you can set up a time. Just email me. The TAs, I don't know right now, but they'll be here. So this is the description of the class. I already went over that. There is no textbook for this class. Everybody's going to learn different stuff. The meeting times, there's never been a lecture or anything in this class. This is a project-based class, so it's all about you and you learning your own technologies and working in your team. Communications, like I said, we want to try to do everything via GitHub. So we have our SC Capstone organization. You can click there and just go to a general page about it. It's not terribly useful, but there it is. But mostly, yeah, you can go here and ask questions. This will be seen by everybody in the class. That's one way of doing it. To do it, so everybody can see it. Or if you already have a repo, you can add mention me. Or you can also add mention, you say add instructors. That's like an alias for me and the TAs. So that way you don't have to remember our names. You can just say that and then we will all get it. And the first one to get there will answer it. It's usually the best way, the quickest way to get your questions answered. Actually, this is the GitHub team discussion here at this link. I already mentioned that. That's what this is talking about. Office hours, I mentioned that. And finally, this is part of the team, your forum teams milestone. So one of the things I highly recommend all teams do is set up, a Slack or a Discord or, Microsoft Teams, whatever you want to use, some sort of chat app for your team only. So you can set that up yourself. And you're going to use that to, communicate. That's your daily, team communication. Even if you're all living together in the same apartment, you still want to do this because it's a really good way of exchanging information that, stuff like URLs or bits of code or videos and that kind of stuff that obviously you can't just say out loud. So you can just cut and paste them, send them over. And the other reason is because in a team of 4 or 5 students, inevitably at least one of them is not there. So they can come back and look through and see, oh, I see that URL. That's pretty useful. I'm going to get that. So you have a little bit of record and people can see what's been done. We do have an actual physical lab, the Capstone Lab. This is in the Story building, room 1210. So that's the first floor of the Story building. This lab is only open to Capstone students. You need your USC ID, to swipe that through, and obviously you have to be registered for the class. But then you can get in, and so it's mostly empty a lot of the times because it's only open for Capstone students. So it's a nice resource for you. It's got iMacs, Windows, and Linux machines, so you can try different stuff there. And we also have some Androids and iPhones available for you to borrow. So if you're building an Android app or an iPhone app, you can borrow one of these to test your stuff. They are getting old now. We should get new ones soon. I don't know. But they're still there, I think. So you can contact our sysadmin Ryan Austin to get them, to borrow them. Team formation, the main thing you need to be doing the first week of classes is form a team. So like I said, we're going to try to form teams of 4 or 5 students, no more, no less. You can go in here in the discussion and post. Generally, the way that goes is either you have a technology that you want to work on. So I say I want to do Android with Kotlin, or I want to do iOS and Swift, whatever. You can post that. See if anybody else wants to work with the same technology, so you can all learn that. Or sometimes you have an idea. So I have an idea for this app. I want to build this app. This is a web app or this is a mobile app, and I don't care what technology is. I just want to do this idea. So you can post that too, and then try to find people along those lines. So the main thing is to do that. I'll show you the deadlines in a little bit later, but this will be done by the end of the first week. If you don't want to form your own team or you just missed the deadline, you don't have to do anything. I will just assign you. So after everybody turns in their teams, I'm just going to go find everybody who's registered for the class but who is not on a team and just randomly form teams with those people. I might have to assign one of them to one of the 4-person teams, so be on the lookout for that. But probably not. We'll see. So that's it. We'll form the teams, and they'll be after the first week, and then get started for reals. Grading. So grading, we have all these milestones. We call these milestones. Things. These are things that we grade on, and each one is worth a percentage of the grade. And so you see that up to 100. And the first thing I want to mention is that you see some of these say grading team and others grading. Personal log is an individual grade. So that means that for a personal log, if the grading is individual, it means that everybody's going to get their own grade, or if it's a team grade, then we give one grade for the thing, and everybody in the team gets a part of that grade, So most of them are team grade, but a couple of them are individual, so check out for those. That's what that means. Team grade. The main thing to note here, though, is this personal contribution. It's up to 100% of your grade. The whole purpose of this is to avoid the freeloader problem. Basically, the way this is going to work is at the end of the semester, I will assign everybody a personal contribution grade of either satisfactory, poor, or unacceptable. The vast majority of people get satisfactory, but a few people might get unacceptable, and you fail the class. So this is like basically, you didn't do anything, barely anything. Or if you might fail the class, or you might get a very grade, then the team, depending on your contributions, another team did. That's all. That's it. So how do I determine this grade? I just have to do it myself. There's no formula or anything. And what I look at is these things. I'm going to look at your evaluation. So I just everybody in the team has to submit an online form just telling me what everybody else did in the team. Really what everybody did, including yourself. So it does it down one for each person, and it's telling me what everybody did. I'm not going to look at logs. There's a wiki page on every week what you did that week. More importantly, get log, right? You commit code, get committed, push. And that's because part of your live log. Look at those here, name up there, log, you will with the class. So even if it's theirs, that's just what we took. Look at that, and just issues, that I might have. Look at those. And that's how I'm going to determine the perseverance. A couple of things nowadays that this class doing stuff like animation, art stuff, it doesn't count for this class. So it's nice to do that generally. If you have a chance, just download stuff from the internet. You're free to use stuff out there and don't spend time on it because it's not part of the requirements of the class. Try to minimize that. Unless you want to do it, it's fine to do it. It's just not going to count for this class. For like web apps or other apps, you might have some IT work to get done. That does count. But you also have to write code, right? So if all you do is IT stuff, I set up the website. stuff, that's not enough for this class. Just find that you do an account, but it's not enough just to do that. You have to also write code. Also, like I say, in this class, I'm not looking for super complicated deployments or anything like that. This is a software development class, so that's what we're going to be looking for. GitHub submission, so everything you submit has to be on your GitHub repo, either in the Git repo itself or in the GitHub issues. If it's not there, we can't see it, it's like you didn't do it. So make sure everything goes into your GitHub repo. Firing a team member. If you find there's somebody in your team who hasn't done anything, it's been a month, they haven't done anything, you're probably going to fail at this pace because they don't do anything, they will fail. But you want to give them a chance to come back and actually do work. You can start the firing process. Here is a description of how you start the process. Basically, you tell me, I'll tell them that they need to do this one thing. They have 2 weeks to do it, or they'll get fired. And that's what we'll do. If they do it, they'll stay. And if they don't, they'll get fired. And it does work. So in the past, people have started the firing process and they've turned it around and started working. They realized that they do have to work. So academic integrity, pretty standard, some boilerplate stuff here about academic integrity. But specific to this class, using somebody else's GitHub account or doing a git commit under their name is the same as taking a test for somebody else, right? So don't do it. We will report it and it will be bad. So only use your own GitHub account, only commit your own code under your name. And if you don't remember right away, Git works, not GitHub, but Git. When you set up Git, you set up your username, your email, and name on it, and all commits from now on, unless you go out of your way to do that -- author or something, are going to be under your name. So anyway, it's kind of, when you commit stuff in your laptop, it's all under your name by default. So yeah, don't have somebody else use your laptop and commit code because it'll be yours. This is one mistake people have done a couple times. If you want to let somebody else use your laptop, just create an account. Remember, your laptop, you can go in the control panel and say add user, create a new user account, and then they can log in with that user account, and then they can do all their stuff there. It's still the same laptop, but they can do all their stuff without messing up your account, right? That's important. And also their git commits and all that will be under their name. So if you want to share laptops or desktops or your machines, create accounts for everybody and then just switch between those accounts. That's the way we do it. And then this is about plagiarism. Of course, plagiarism is going to be a problem, so don't do it. Don't copy code from the internet or whatever, from a book or something. You don't. They're obvious. Obviously, when you're loading something like Bootstrap library or something, obviously everybody does that, right? I mean, it's understood. It's a library. The library says copyright, whatever. So it's obvious that you didn't write Bootstrap or Vue or whatever. It's somebody else's code that you're just adding it to your repo. Generally, when you do that, you want to do that in a separate commit so that that commit itself is obvious and just loading more somebody else's code. The little tricky part is it's like Stack Overflow, right? So when you find this one function in Stack Overflow that you want to use, you can go ahead and use it, but make sure you give attribution, right? So you say, this little function here came from this URL. That's not only good for legal standing, so, depending on if this was a company or something, later on you might have to go through that and say, well, can we really use this or not? And, deal with that. Not an issue for this class. But it would, it's good practice. And then for this class, though, having the URL there is good because later on, when it stops working or you're confused about what it's doing, you have the URL there. You can click on it and go back to that web page, and then somebody else will say, "Oh, well, this doesn't work anymore. Now you have to do it this way." And you're like, "Ah, great, there it is." So yeah, if you copy stuff from Stack Overflow, make sure you put the URL and attribution. There's no late work. You're gonna push code or push, wiki pages as you do them, and then the time comes and whatever you got is what you got. Or there's no incomplete grades, same issue. So Yeah, you know that. There's some other more boilerplate stuff here. I don't need to go over all this stuff. So the last thing I want to cover is just an overall, the schedule. This is also here under deadlines. This is on both. So this is the deadlines for this semester. These are all the actual milestones. You click on it, you go to the particular milestone. So first day of classes, give me your GitHub username, then I can add you to our team discussion here. Then you can partake on that. Start forming your team during the first week of classes. You form your team. By the 29th, so this is the end of the first week, you have to submit your team creation form. It's not there yet, but it will be. And that's just telling me these are the people on my team. So 4 or 5 people, and then your repo name. If you don't do it, then I will assign you to a team, Monday or Tuesday. So everything, everything's due on Sundays. So then what happens is, like, the first 2 months there's a lot of design stuff, trying to figure out what your app is going to do, how it's going to look like, what the requirements are, what, all the things, all the features that it should have, how it should look like. So you're going to be working, this is all these various milestones in design and stuff. But also at the same time, check out the requirement milestone. So notice that on the October 10th, there are 2 things due. The big one is the requirement milestone. That's is the other one is the research milestone, and that's an individual grade. And what this is basically you have to show that you have learned to use your platform. So this one, you need to start working on it, as I said, so right here. Really, first week of classes are as soon as possible, right? So as soon as you have a team, you want to start deciding, figuring out which platform do I want to use. You can look at a couple, make a decision, and start learning, right? So for this research milestone, you need to be able to build by yourself a little app using your chosen frameworks. So if you're building an Android app, you need to build an Android app on a phone, and it should do a little something. So you're by no means an expert on your platform, but you're comfortable with it. You're like, yeah, I can do this. I can get started. I can build a little app. And hopefully more than that, but that's like a minimum. So at this point, you've worked, so what's going to happen is while you're doing all this design stuff, you're also learning your platform. So I'll give you plenty of time. And then the source control milestone by the October 24th is for this milestone, you're going to be working together. So you're going to take that app, put it in your actual repo, and everybody's going to make changes to it. You're going to have pull requests. You're going to be able to merge. So you're going to be working together as a team, through GitHub, doing pulls, doing the whole thing by the end of October. And so at that point, you're ready to start programming for reals, and which you will do. So basically all of November is just programming. And then by December 3rd, you'll have then your proof of concept milestone. Your actual app will be due. This is the last day of classes, December 3rd. And also you have to make a little video showing it. So that's mostly how it goes. The first half is learning your platform and doing design work. And the second half, programming. And then 492 is all programming. And then the day after, you have to just fill out the peer review form for everybody in your team. And that'll be that. So if you have any questions or you want to contact me, remember, use my contact information. So initially, since you don't have a GitHub repo, this is not going to work. So until you have a repo, just email me if you have any questions or issues. And then once you have a repo, then you can start doing that. Thank you.